Well, look, because the semi-finals are officially set for this season's Champions League. Paris Saint-Germain will play Bayern Munich. What an incredible semi-final there. And Atletico Madrid will host the Arsenal. And the finals all set for Budapest. Who's going to make it there? Gosh, there's so much to discuss. Listen, guys, we've spoken a little bit there to Mikel Arteta about facing Atletico Madrid. Joe, you and I watched them together last night. What on earth is going to happen in that tie, do you think?
Yeah, chaos. It'll be chaos. You have to be Martin talking. You have to max them. You have to match them for the skullduggery. And he's just...
They've been asked to do a job. They did it. I want to see that at the weekend. You see, I tapped the desk. You see what Patrick Vieira said before? That's what I would have said to everybody in the dressing room. I want to see that fire. That he said fire. That's what I said. I want to see that at the Etihad. That's what I want to see. It's easy to talk. Go there, at Man City, and deliver. That's what we want to see. Then we will see fire. I will even bring it if you want.
I'm not sure they've got the quality in the attack. You know, when the game we've just watched here tonight, you think of the players on both teams. Arsenal don't have, that's not a criticism, they just don't have those players in attack. They haven't. So that's why I think when you get to the business end of the season, certainly in the Champions League, and even though I've tipped Arsenal to win it, I just don't believe it, because I can't see a team win the Champions League who don't have like a star in the front four, and they haven't got one. Sorry,
Jamie. I believe in what he said. I'm a big believer. I believe in what I see, though.
You believe in what? Who said? Sorry, what Arteta said?
Arteta, the fire. I believe in it. I do. But then when you talk like that, you have to do it then. You have to. I didn't see that tonight. We are through. So happy. Semi-final, as you said. 2. Very happy. We never won it. I never won it, so I can't really talk about all of that. So we are in the semi-final. But I won the league, though. Go and win at Man City. I want to see that fire there. That's the fire I want to see. I believe, Mikel. Yes. But show it.
How do you think he's approached the game at Man City?
I hope not like tonight. Or against Bournemouth, or Brighton away, or Mansfield, or everything that I've seen this season.
That performance wouldn't be enough against Manchester City.
The Man City that I've seen recently. Yeah. We're talking about the team that won 4 in a row. Liverpool came in between that. If not, it would have been more, right? Again, I do believe, I've been saying since the beginning of the season, this year, I do believe we can win the league. This is the biggest chance in your life to not only shut anyone down, just to prove to yourself, as a team, that we can. And then people will not talk about whatever word they want to use that I will not use. I do believe personally, but I'm sitting here on a chair working on CBS. There's nothing I can do. Now, I heard fire. I want to see that fire at the Etihad.
The thing about tonight is they're through. Nothing matters. They're through. And the biggest thing in a cup competition, or where they are now, the most important thing is to make sure you get through to the next round. Now, they didn't play great tonight, but in some ways, who cares? They're in the semi-final. But the reason I'm saying they will care is because they'll have the league in the back of the head, and they'll be thinking, we played Sporting Lisbon, they're a decent team. We're through, so we're happy, but, oh, God, we're not playing well, and we're going to the biggest test we've got now at Man City, and if they do lose that, I think they'll feel they've lost the league. And that's where I go back to Declan Rice's face on the pitch.
Can we go back to that, please? Please, if you have the face of Declan Rice, I stayed with that. At the end of the game, I stayed with his face. I saw a lot of guys smiling, but his face, like, I don't know. I need to maybe speak to him or whatever and know what he had in his head. I don't know, but... I
think it was more about the league than actually
I'm just, I don't know if you still have that picture.
Just to give it an alternate view, though.
Someone's scrambling to get this Declan Rice picture, you know.
Hold on, here we go.
Oh, there we go.
Yes, this is a guy that just went through to the semi-final of the Champions League.
They kept a clean sheet, Kate. That's what they can cling on to.
But we said that. Solid.
No, I'm just saying, clean sheet. If they go to Etihad and get a draw, it leaves them in good stead. That's all they can cling on to, because the guys are right. If you look at, when you look in the white of someone's eyes, and if you look at Declan Rice there, that wasn't good enough. And he wanted a little bit more before going to the Etihad. And if they play like that, like Thierry said, they'll get demolished.
They still have that chance. This
Your
is what I'm
alternate
saying.
view.
It's still,
The positive, if they kept a clean sheet, cling to that.
there's no positive or negative here. This is a game that still didn't happen. We are in the semi-final of the Champions League. Well done. That didn't happen a lot to us in history. So, obviously, I'm over the moon. City.
First time ever back-to-back Champions League semi-finals as well.
That's what I'm saying. Well done. There's nothing to say. City. I want the team to win there. No draw. Win. Statement.
Micah, this is where you usually take over.
All right, here we go. What we got to the...
Dissect it, Joe. From a neutral's perspective, what did you think of that?
Well, you have to give them credit for getting through the game, because you have to look at this Arsenal team. This isn't the Arsenal team of 2 months ago. It was all bells and whistles and they were flying. This is a team low on confidence. So they've come out here. Lisbon put it on them a little bit, but they managed the game, and I thought they grew into the game. I thought the substitutions were excellent. I thought Havertz coming on, give them a little bit of experience. Dalman come on, give him a little bit of that sort of control in the midfield. He was so good, and even Trossard. So I think, listen, Jules asked Deck about the Arsenal game at the Man City game at the weekend afterwards. You're not thinking about a football game. You're just there. You're in a semi-final, and you're just on to the next one.
That's it. What will they do tonight? How much do you celebrate getting into the semi-finals?
Well, Jules has got to ask those questions, but this goes with the territory. You could have won 4 trophies. Suddenly you're out of 2. Now it's 2 that you can still win. And you've got a massive game at the weekend. But you've got to love that situation you're in. We talked about fear before the game and embracing the situation. I thought there was improvements in the performance tonight. I thought Martinelli was a whole lot better. The work rate out of possession. He attacked his fullback whenever possible. Madueke better as well. There were improvements. Two fullbacks came in. 2 changes to the defence line. Much more the customary position you'd see a fullback. And I thought the second half, we went back to what we've done many times in the past, where the wingers stay as wingers. They stay high and wide, and they pin them back. And I thought maybe there was 25 minutes, 30 minutes, I saw more of what I've seen from Arsenal this season. Right at the death there, look, I don't care what it looks like, 0-0. You got a corner, like, just put your foot on the ball, and why are we putting the ball in the box? You know, there were a couple of moments. Raya, as good as he is, he's slinging it out to Trossard, and we're all getting caught up in it. No, we don't need to do any of that. They had a free kick right at the end, and they could have scored. So manage it in the right way. Don't get caught up with the hysteria and the emotion. But that's amazing for Arsenal tonight. This club's been in existence, 150 years? 2 semi-finals back-to-back. I think that needs applauding. And, let's have some rest.
Yeah.
Let's look at it and look forward to the weekend, which is going to be an epic game against Man City, but 2 or 3 days off between now and then.
Will Sporting be disappointed that they were pretty toothless in that second half?
No, I think Sporting Lisbon, that they have to take into account where, the size of the club. This is that they haven't got the finances of Arsenal or any of the Premier League clubs. And I thought they was brilliant, Laura. We watched them early on in the campaign, and they're fantastic to watch. Some great young players. But listen, like I said tonight, I still think tonight, with Arsenal's performance, as decent as it was, if it would have been Munich, PSG or Real Madrid, it would have been a different story. But they had enough for Lisbon. Listen, and quarter-finalists, they done well as well.
Is that a thing as well? Are you playing to the level of your opponent? Are you just kind of managing what's in front of you?
I think there was some of that tonight. Arsenal just doing enough. They have beaten PSG, though, earlier in this Champions League, Sporting. OK, it was at home, but they've still managed like big performances. Juventus, they've been involved in a lot of big games, so they've grown in confidence, and they felt that they could take Arsenal on here tonight. I think the fans played their part. They stuck with the group. There was moments in that first half I think it was an important team talk, and Arsenal improved in the second half. But as I say, I'm not even thinking about Sunday now. I'm just relaxing. I'm in that ice bath. It's one of those. Be free in your mind, relax. But now you've set up the weekend, haven't you? Because you've done the first leg of the journey of what's an incredible week for the club. So enjoy these moments. You can't enjoy this.
Yeah.
What is the point of being here?
Yeah.
Did you get any sense from Declan Rice's interview, that he was growing a bit weary of the noise, as we call it?
Yeah, you do. And I think these boys more so than when me and Martin played, because there wasn't social media. I think
Had newspapers.
Yeah, we had to, if you didn't want to know what was going on, you just didn't buy the newspaper and you was done. It was fine.
Yeah.
Didn't speak to your mates, didn't buy the newspapers. But listen, I think there's a steeliness in him when Jules asked the question. I think no, we've done this. Forget, and by the way, if you win a game, and sometimes you have no idea whether it was a good game to watch, whether you played well because you're in the game.
Yeah.
So he's thinking to himself, I've just made the semi-finals for the second time in his career. He's got another opportunity to go and win the Champions League semi-final. He ain't thinking about Manchester City yet. He'll deal with that not even tomorrow, the next day. So I think there's an understanding in the group, Mark, where I think they know that they are the hunted now, and they're using that as a siege mentality, and that's the right thing to do in this situation. You want to sort of block out everyone, all the noise.
Resolve.
Resolve,
You could
yeah.
see that he had that there, and he's like, I'm not having it. You know, it's like, okay, being respectful, picking and choosing his words correctly, but like, we've got what we needed, and you want more? Not tonight. We'll be there Sunday. Don't worry about that. We'll be turning up, and make sure you're there to watch it.
In the first half, you guys were saying at half-time, the same old problems, not progressing the ball up the pitch enough. Was there any improvement for you?
There was a little bit of improvement. I thought the subs made a massive difference, Laura, when they come on. I thought there was a composure then. But listen, Lisbon had to open up as well, so then the game naturally takes a different path. Lisbon probably emptied the midfield a little bit, put another forward on, so then there's more gaps to play. But if they are going to go to Man City at the weekend, when they do get the ball, they have to find the number 10, whether that's Eze or whether he plays Havertz or even Dalman in that position, whoever he decides to play. If you don't progress the ball into them players, the pressure will keep coming, and you'll get turned over.
Yeah, and I thought Havertz as well, when he came on, that's going to be an interesting decision at the weekend. Does Havertz start now?
Yeah.
Does he start as the 9? You know, so we're question marks for the 10. Eze's come in, put some minutes in. That's great news. He's got back in it. Dalman, we know, does he start a game now? How close is he to starting if Madueke isn't available? He's got, I think it's a contact injury. So hopefully he's going to be okay. But it's a good job that he's got all of these resources and all these players available.
Well,
I think he goes with Havertz because I think you need to hold the ball up. And Gyökeres tonight, he sort of fluffed these lines in terms of holding the ball up, and I think that was why he got dragged at 60 minutes. Havertz done it, and they looked as just a more composed team.
Just back to what you were saying about Madueke, because you've also got Saka with an injury too. So on that side, could it be that we see more of Max Dalman than we thought we would?
It's a massive call. It's a massive call. But this kid's special. He's clearly special. I speak to everyone in the game, and what he's already done in the game is incredible at his age. You know, he's got his GCSEs this week, and you know, I'm going to say he's got to focus on that. He don't have to focus on that.
A-star in
Listen,
PE.
Mikel Arteta ain't worried what he gets in his PE exam or anything, but listen, he could start. And the telling thing is, you're in the Champions League quarter-final, and by the way, that's not the normal procedure for Arsenal. Like you said, it's only the second time in the club's history they got there. You're looking at Mikel Arteta, you're looking at the picture and like, this is, who do I bring on? He's looking round, he's got Trossard there, Belgium international. He had Havertz there, and he's gone right, Max Dalman. You know, so that's the faith in him. So you might even see him on the team sheet at the weekend, and that would be huge.
And obviously, I hope the magic sponge is around, because you've got Saka and you've got Timber, who we were told one of them was going to be available. Neither of them have made it here. So let's see what the next few days brings. It's literally on a day-to-day basis, because Arsenal are getting injuries. The manager just certainly doesn't want to talk about it, because that's a negative. He wants, okay, we've got good players here. It's not about who's not here. It's about who is here and how well they play.
How do you think Declan looked? Because he was a little bit of a doubt, even though he started to miss training before the game.
Yeah, he was good. Declan's always good. You know, he wasn't at his full throttle, foot to the floor, Declan Rice, you know, but he's a leader. Declan Rice, I think, is the most crucial player at this club, because in there were situations in the game and little things you picked up on him. I see him driving people on, you know, trying to get on the ball. And I think Zubimendi was a little bit off it again tonight from the standards I've seen him. So it's gone right, Max Dalman. You know, so that's the faith in him. So you might even see him on the team sheet at the weekend, and that would be huge.
And obviously, I hope the magic sponge is around, because you've got Saka and you've got Timber, who we were told one of them was going to be available. Neither of them have made it here. So let's see what the next few days brings. It's literally on a day-to-day basis, because Arsenal are getting injuries. The manager just certainly doesn't want to talk about it, because that's a negative. He wants, okay, we've got good players here. It's not about who's not here. It's about who is here and how well they play.
How do you think Declan looked? Because he was a little bit of a doubt, even though he started to miss training before the game.
Yeah, he was good. Declan's always good. You know, he wasn't at his full throttle, foot to the floor, Declan Rice, you know, but he's a leader. Declan Rice, I think, is the most crucial player at this club, because in there were situations in the game and little things you picked up on him. I see him driving people on, you know, trying to get on the ball. And I think Zubimendi was a little bit off it again tonight from the standards I've seen him. So it was even more important that Declan was there on the pitch. Yeah. I've been in this situation, I'm sure Martin has, when when you're injured, but you've got to play, and you might be having injections and things like that. You know, you're a professional footballer, so you do what you can, and it's very rare, and the older you get, that you actually go out onto the pitch feeling 100%.
Whatever he's playing with, he's made it clear.
Yeah.
I will go through that for the team, for the club, and I'll do it at the weekend. And it goes from game to game. It goes from day to day, you know. But as I say, I can't wait already for Sunday, but I'm really pleased that there's a number of days. They've got 7 days now sitting at home, the Man City players. You know, no pressure on them, but they can win a treble. They can win a treble. And there's no... suddenly, it's been so much about Arsenal all season, you know. And it's like now they can say, OK, this stops the noise. Give us a few days break and let us build towards the weekend.
Do you feel like Arsenal have taken the pressure off Manchester City and allowed them to kind of cruise through the season, get back to their best at the killer time in the season as well? And
they opened the door anyway. They've certainly opened the door to City.
They've opened the door. They've given them a chance. Like, you know, I think of a couple of results here that Arsenal could have got over the last 6 weeks. And the last thing you want to do when you've got a killer chasing you, like Pep Guardiola's Manchester City, is give them a chance. And they smelled blood, and they'll be sitting there tonight. And Pep Guardiola will be sitting there going, "I'm glad that was a tough game."
Yeah, but you know what Pep's saying? He's saying Arsenal, the best team in the world. Look at their record in the Champions League. You know, it's incredible, never been surpassed. Look where they are in the Premier League. It's incredible. But actually, on the inside, he's saying something different.
Oh God!
He's saying to his own players, "You know what? We can win this. We're better than them. We're going to beat them." So don't, you know. But this is what managers have to do behind the scenes. They have to believe, make their players believe that they can do special things.
how do Arsenal get themselves over that line? Because it's almost like teams have got to win it to then continue to win it, if you know what I mean. They've got to get themselves to that point.
Yeah, well, confidence is huge in football and in life. But, you know, in football, when you think of all of them Arsenal players and us as players, when you think of yourself at your most confidence and when your confidence down there, you're two different players. So tonight, getting through to the semi-finals, forget how they performed, that's massive for that group of players. I think...
Belief, though, Joe. When you look around that dressing room, okay, when I think back to, I looked around that dressing room and I saw some of the best players I've ever put on a pair of boots.
Yeah.
And the energy that gave me, I better not do my job. I can't make a mistake in this team. Look at the players I'm playing with. You have to draw off people, and that's what they have to do now. They're building towards something. And belief, you can artificially inject that into the group. What do you think Pep's done recently? I mean, look, they're putting the performances on the pitch. I cannot deny that. But nonetheless, it comes from a manager who beats that drum of belief for his players first.
Speaking of that manager, Mikel Arteta has arrived out of the tunnel to come and discuss this game with us pitchside here at the Emirates after a 0-0 draw with Sporting Lisbon and a 1-0.
Mainz, Shakhtar and Rayo Vallecano all with big leads. Coverage begins on Paramount Plus and the Golazo Network for you at 2 p.m. Eastern. Mind you, let's talk about the Champions League, because obviously now we know who our 4 semi-finalists are, which means we could take, I think it'd be a good thing to do. Let's take a look at the brackets table. There she is at the top. Well, well ahead of
two ladies.
Yes.
Nico Canto, honest to God.
Down at the bottom.
Oh my God,
struggling.
honestly.
Goodness me.
Just leave him in Bodo.
Michael, what happened to you?
I went with Man City, didn't I?
said leave him in Bodo.
Was it Bodo?
Wait, what is going to be the differentiator between me and Anita? Does anybody know?
No.
No?
You'll ever get some more points?
Good one, Jamie. I just wondered what we had picked differently. I think I picked Arsenal to win, didn't I?
Yeah, that won't happen.
Bayern. Did I pick Bayern to win?
We won't win it because we both picked Arsenal to win it. Arsenal
You
will
and
win
me.
the Champions League.
Anita might win it.
Kate, there you go.
Yeah.
There's your brackets.
There's
Oh,
your
here we
brackets,
go.
Kate. What was the final?
I picked Arsenal, I did.
That will,
Gosh.
you know, PSG will be in the final. We'll see.
Anyway, here's more dead air for you.
After a 0-0 draw with Sporting Lisbon and a 1-0 win on aggregate. Great to see you, Mikel. Well done. Go on, you go in the middle. Oh, right. Whatever, it's fine. Let's talk about the game, Mikel. Congratulations. You're into the semi-finals. Tell us what it means to this club.
It's a massive moment. It's the first time in our history, 140 years, that we are back-to-back semi-finals. So, to be part of those 4 teams, it's something very special. You have to earn it. You have to go through a lot of work. And big gratitude to the players.
Yeah. How would you analyse the game tonight? Was it a difficult game against Sporting Lisbon?
Yes, it was always going to be. We had moments that, probably in the first half, that we should have scored and maintain momentum, especially when we got into the final third. Much better. We allow certain transitions. They are dangerous there. In the second half, again, with the ball, there are moments that, at the moment, we have to improve a lot to have more control and dominance and finish much more actions. But when you talk about behaviors, attitude, habits, the team, I think, was outstanding on that, and that's what it takes you through.
I thought you finished the game really well tonight, and you managed the game, and that must have really pleased you. I know you don't want to think of it already, but we've got to throw it forward to the weekend. That, you know, because it could, you know, if the game would have carried on and it could have been a bit loose, but the lads seemed to just cruise through at the end.
Yeah, well, I think the last 15, 20 minutes we controlled the game really well. I think we set ourselves in the finals there. We look composed. We controlled the transition very good, except of the last one we conceded the throw in.
Next to Martin.
You know, you've been there, yeah? But overall, obviously, it's a great night. I'm very happy as well for all of our people.
Before you came over, we were talking about managers, and I'm saying Pep's probably in that dressing room telling his players. By the way, he's saying publicly that we're the best team on the planet right now, best in the world. But in his dressing room, he's saying other things. He's saying we can beat them, we can catch them. Yeah. How are you getting our team, the Arsenal team, to believe? Because for me, I think it's really important that the group believe this. And I saw at half-time there was a change. First half, maybe it wasn't the normal performance. Second half, I saw an improvement. So, is that what you're injecting into this group? Because it can come down to belief.
It comes down to making the last step. I mean, we are making the steps that they haven't been done in this club for 140 years. So players deserve credit for what they're doing. But we're asking them, it's only that. If it's not that, then it's nothing. And it's not that. But what I loved is the ownership that the players took after the defeat here against Bournemouth. When they sit down together, they analyze it, they set things face to face, they act on it. And then at the end, you have to do it on the pitch, Martin. We all know. We can talk in the dressing room, we can talk beautiful things. But we need to put those words into actions, and we certainly done that tonight.
Just something tactically. At the end of the game, the team I'm in, when Henry is in the corner flag with his foot on the ball, doesn't take the corner, just keeps it there. But tonight, the ball comes in the box, and then the ball goes the other end of the pitch. And then it's like, hold on. Can you affect it then? Or is this the emotion of the team?
It's the emotional sector experiences. Ideally, you go in the manager's book, after 90 minutes, you play in the corner, you keep the ball there. But we've done that as well and finish in the other end of the pitch. So at the end, players have to take ownership. They have to believe what is the best to do in the moment. They have decided that, so be it, we stand by it.
Mikel, Atletico Madrid next against Diego Simeone. Just tell me what you expect from that and how you're going to surpass them.
Well, we will analyze them. Obviously, we played them here at the start of the competition, top side. I watched a game yesterday. That stadium is special. That's the moment that we want to live together as a team right now. So enjoy tonight. Tomorrow we'll start preparing the weekend, and then we'll have time to think about that.
We'll let you go. Thank you so much. Congratulations. Well done. Mikel Arteta, the Arsenal manager, celebrating.
What's going on?
The gate is open.
What's wrong?
My zip on my pants just popped up.
What's wrong? What's going on?
Nothing. Never mind. All good. Zipper issues. Anyway, Bayern put Real Madrid out of the Champions League semi-final. That was terrible timing there. Bayern put Real Madrid out of the semi-finals, out of the Champions League, sorry, to go through to the semi-finals tonight. Let's relive.
You know we always address things on the show.
We don't like
What's happened?
She said.
My zip burst open as we were coming back.
Oh, I thought Jamie fight.
Either way, I'm in the middle of it. Let's go.
Let's go to the game in German Cup. Welcome back. Remember last year, now that we're moving towards the semi-finals, we can kind of think back to last year when we launched our new show, Beckham and Friends.
Yes, loved it.
Yes, we did. And of course, now this season, we're going to have the same come around again. So Beckham and Friends for the second legs of the semi-final and the final. But let's just remember how good this was last year. Here you go. The newly knighted Sir David Beckham.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening.
You're looking absolutely outstanding. The shirt is beautiful. The hair's looking
Thank you
good.
very
The
much.
suit. Oh my delicious.
Can we talk about how good it looks behind you,
Thank you, mate.
as well? The stadium looks incredible.
I know. Yeah, I must admit, we're very proud of our new stadium. We moved in here 2 weeks ago, and it's been very special. So a lot of hard work's gone into it, but 2 games, 2 draws, so we need a win.
Yes, you do need a win. Can I ask you a question without wanting to kind of bring down the tone of the interview? Obviously, you've kind of gone through the full spectrum of things now in terms of you being an owner at Inter Miami. You've had the highs. You've also had kind of, like you say, the difficult start to the new stadium. You've had the issue of the coach, you know, moving on and leaving the club. I think that was announced yesterday. How much do you live this day to day? How much are you actually there? How much are you involved in all these decisions? What's David Beckham's role in all of it?
Well, obviously, everyone knows that I live in London, and obviously, because my daughter still goes to school in London, but I obviously spend a huge amount of time in Miami working on the club with my partners, Jorge and Jose Mas. Jose and Jorge, you know, they're brothers, and Jorge happening in football clubs, and we have to move on, and we have to find a new coach at some point. But at the moment, you know, we have to let things settle down. But like I said, you know, with owning a team, there's always challenges.
Sir, this is Thierry. I have a question. What is so far your proudest moment? Getting the franchise, the stadium, or getting Leo Messi?
Oof, Thierry, come on.
Simple question.
Tough ones.
Well, which was the hard?
I was put in my contract, and then I was given the franchise. So that was the easiest one. Getting it up and running was a challenge. Building the stadium in the time that we wanted to. You know, this stadium took 16 months, believe it or not, to build, from the groundbreaking to the start of the first things happening in football clubs, and we have to move on, and we have to find a new coach at some point. But at the moment, you know, we have to let things down. But like I said, you know, with owning a team, there's always challenges.
Sir, this is Thierry. I have a question. What is so far your proudest moment? Getting the franchise, the stadium, or getting Leo Messi?
Oof, Thierry, come on.
Simple question.
Tough ones.
Well, which was the hard?
Hey, but I am going to put you on the spot. Can you just confirm, please, that Gary Neville will not be the next manager, will he?
I can confirm that Gary Neville will not be the next
Yes,
manager
that'll do me. But what
He
about
won't be,
Phil?
no.
He's at Portland. That won't happen.
Well, Phil had a good couple of years here, to be honest, and he's now doing well in Portland. He's enjoying life in Portland. So Phil Neville will also not be the next manager of Miami as well.
We can all sigh of relief. Big sigh of relief in the studio there. But David, in the Champions League this week, you've seen obviously one of your teams, Real Madrid, go out. PSG have gone through as well. How are you feeling about it, the quality of the football?
Like I think we've all seen in the last 2 days, the quality of the football at this stage in the Champions League. We all know the quality is exceptional. So we saw 2 great games yesterday, and then we obviously saw one exceptional game tonight with Bayern and Real Madrid. And it's just a shame at this level and at that level and at this stage. It's a shame that, you know, great teams go out, but it has to happen. And Bayern, you know, they look strong in the first leg, of course. You know, I thought they was exceptional at the Bernabeu. And then obviously tonight, you know, Real Madrid, you can never count them out. You know, we were all sat there watching it saying, here we go again. And I'm sure a few Bayern fans were thinking exactly the same. But, you know, I think, you know, they were exceptional in both legs. And it's sad to see Real Madrid go out. But, you know, last night with PSG and, you know, against obviously Liverpool, you know, I think you would admit, Jamie, even as a Liverpool fan, that, you know, the best team went through. They're an exceptional team, PSG. They have been for a number of years now. The work that has been done there by Nasser and the whole team at PSG is exceptional. And I think, Thierry, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, you know, it's the first French team to be in, you know, 3 consecutive semi-finals in the Champions League. So, you know, that says exactly what, you know, great work has been done. So, you know, there's going to be 2, and then of course the Atleti and Barcelona game. That was another game that, you know, last night I was sat there, I didn't know what to watch, you know, so you know, I put one on my iPad, one on the TV, and just watched the 2 at the same time because both games were unbelievable.
I assume you was watching our coverage, David?
Obviously.
Let's throw it forward anyway. Beckham and friends, it's coming again soon. Who am I rubbing shoulders with? If I had Tom Cruise, if I had Tom Brady, Stanley Tucci, Guy Ritchie, I want something more. What have you got for us this time?
Well, I think every one of those guests was unbelievable. You know, I think on the first night, obviously, we had Guy and Stanley, and I think they had such a great connection. You know, they've worked together before. You know, and I think Beckham and Friends is all about, not just obviously about the football, which is the most important thing, also about, you know, the lives of the people that we have on there as well. And I think that having obviously Stanley and Guy on that first night kicked it off well, and then you had James, you know, and I think that obviously within, you know, having Tom at the final, you know, that was just, I think he turned up not knowing what to expect. And I think he had the best time ever. And then we had a few people pop in, you know, like Tom Brady, you know, so you know, that's going to be tough to beat. But, you know, I think you're going to have some fun with a few of the guests.
Okay, well, the red carpet's here waiting for you. And bring that red wine as well, please, sir.
Oh, we love that wine we had last time.
See you in a couple of weeks.
There'll be wine. There'll be wine.
See you.
So, David, thank you so much. We appreciate you. See you very soon.
How high do we think Mikel Arteta's heart rate was during some moments of that match, do we think?
It's all you, mate. This is all yours.
For me?
Yeah, if you had a heart monitor on him, you think it was high?
I think he felt a lot of pressure today to get the job done, for sure, to get to the semi-final. Also, the big game coming on the weekend. The pressure is unbelievable at the moment. They're coming into a moment where they've played really poor for probably 2 or 3 weeks, so they needed to win this game. Personally, I thought they came on the front foot. I thought they played different. They didn't sit in for 90 minutes. They had moments where I thought they tried to go for the game, but it's a little concerning for me that Sporting and them played almost very on the same level. And take nothing away from Sporting, it's a good team, but it's a team from Portugal versus the team that was going to win the quadruple a couple months ago. So
2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago. Yes. Yeah, 2 weeks ago. But I'm of the camp of, hey, take nothing away from them. I'm also of the camp of, they play against Atletico Madrid. They'll be the favorites, and then they'll go on a final. And a final's a one-off game.
Arsenal will be, right?
Yeah,
You're saying, yeah.
They're favorites against Atletico Madrid. I'm not giving it to them, but they're favorites. They go to a final.
You just did. Okay.
Are we talking about Arsenal, or are we talking about?
You talking about Arsenal? You just gave them.
We were just checking who you think the favourites are, because when you say they'll be the favourites, I think some people may have.
Arsenal will be the favorites against Atletico Madrid, and then it's a one-off game. But if you ask me if Bayern Munich and PSG and Arsenal at the same level, no way. No way. Bayern Munich and PSG are here, and Arsenal are.
But then Arsenal fans will come back at you to say they beat Bayern Munich at home at the Emirates earlier in the competition.
No Diaz, no Luis Diaz.
No, but they still beat them. Doesn't matter. They got the result. So Arsenal fans will say they've beaten them. You can say what you want to say. It's there. It's in the history books. They beat them at the Emirates.
Those games got no juice.
I will just say this. For me, Arsenal got the job done. Was it a convincing performance again? No. Was it something that you could say that there's a lot of positivity they can take from the performance? Not just the result. They got through, yes. Just look at Declan Rice's face again at the end of that game. That was just like a player saying, that's not a player celebrating like, oh, wow, we're in the semi-finals.
But Nigel was part of that because they did have the aggregate lead, so they come into the game almost not knowing, shall we go for it? Shall we sit back? And as the clock's winding down, you're thinking, do we go? Do we stay? Do we go? Do we stay?
Who was that,
no, that's a reality of
Arsenal.
That's a reality of Arsenal players knowing that they're not in a great form right now. They haven't been getting the right results. They lost to Bournemouth. They are a little bit shaky right now, which is why the manager said he's on fire. And the players know themselves that they're not playing fantastic. They're just getting the job done. But how long can you continue to do that? And now you're at the next level of the Champions League. Like you said, Atletico Madrid are going to be a very tough game for Arsenal. It's not going to be easy. It's going to be a different mindset. You look at the game today, you look at Sporting. there was what, 85th minute or so, Sporting had possession, they were passing it around. Sporting had no teeth, like you say about biting bread with no teeth. That was Sporting today. They're passing the ball around. I'm looking at them saying, is this not a team that's actually realising that they're 1-0 down in this tie, that they're not trying to be real aggressive to get a goal? They're passing the ball around like the tie's all level. So for me, I would say Arsenal got the job done, but we can't sit here and say it was an amazing Arsenal performance where you could say there's a lot of confidence.
We haven't been able to say that all season, so...
not at the beginning of the season, not the way they started the season?
They never dominated teams. They was never running away with it. They were killing people on set pieces. How many games have we done this season and said, Arsenal won another set piece. Arsenal, they ground it out. They got the result, but they won't be happy with the performance. I feel like that's just been the MO of their whole season, and they'll take it today. I thought Sporting were very good in what they tried to do. I thought the left-hand side for Sporting was their outlet in both games. If they just had a little bit more quality, as Guido alluded to, I think they score more. But I don't think Arsenal have that killer instinct in them to go, right, I'm going to go and take the game on. I'm going to go beat you 3-4, 5-0. They just play kind of percentage football, which is winning football, by the way. Yeah. But it's like, we're not going to take any risks. We're not going to take any chances. And I don't know if that gets you to winning this. I don't know. I don't know if you're going to play against Atletico Madrid and both teams are going to do the same thing. None of them want the ball. Both of them want to be defensively solid. Both want to hit on the counter-attack. So it's got to make for a weird game, but... I've got something more to say, but Declan Rice has got something better to say, then I'll join in afterwards.
OK, let's listen to Declan Rice, shall we? Here he is after the match.
How much do you need to improve in attacking areas to be able to get over the finish line in both competitions, which is what you want to achieve?
Yeah, of course, you want to be able to score goals. But most teams that come here we play against 5-4-1 every time, so there's a bit of perspective with that. Every team we played this season either changes from a 4 to a 5 to defend against us, so the spaces ain't there as much, and that's the actual truth. So it's on us to find ways to score and break it down, but we're playing against top players every week. So, look, we'll keep going, keep playing well, keep getting over the line, and, yeah, bring on everything.
What's the last couple of weeks been like with all the noise around the club?
Like being at any other top club. There's noise with everything. This is Arsenal Football Club, you know. There's noise with every game. There's scrutiny. If you don't play well, if you play good, take it with a pinch of salt, keep it moving, and yeah, bring on the last few weeks. It's a roller coaster. No one's going to hand you anything in this game, so just keep going, and what will be will be. Let's just keep going strong.
Massive game Sunday at Manchester City. Do you need to win it?
Yeah, of course. You have to win every game. We want to win every game in the Premier League. Our record this year has been amazing, all competitions. That's why we play the game. It's a game of football at the end of the day. So we'll be ready for it. We'll be ready to go, and how much you want it. So, yeah, I know I'll be ready. I know the boys will be ready, so let's go.
Appreciate your time. Thank you.
Thank you.
Go on, Troy. What do you want to say about Declan?
No, not Declan, just the messaging coming out of Arsenal, bluffing it. You got the manager talking about they're on fire. You got him now saying, you know, we want to win every game. Well, I've just watched 2 games against Sporting where you didn't want to win those games. You tried not to lose. And the best part about it, which actually winds me up now, because when Arne Slot spoke about earlier in the season about playing against a low block, got crucified by older players coming out, Steven Gerrard coming out, so that's what we always have to do when you're a top team. He just spoke about how difficult it is to play against a low block and a lower team because they're trying to stop us. You try and stop everybody every week. What are you talking about? And like, again, talk about messaging and the delivery of the message. I think Declan is obviously trying to put the captain's hat on and tell all the right messaging. Unfortunately, the camera caught your face at the end of the game. That was a sigh of relief. That wasn't a yes, job done, on to the next one. Yeah. And then just take it back. You see Doku's interview after the game against Chelsea. This weekend is a massive game. Can't wait for it. We're looking for the positivity, the way that they're saying it is like Man City are like, okay, we've got another chance. We didn't think we were going to have another chance. This is it. Arsenal are going, if we don't lose, then we'll be all right. If you go to games with that mentality, I just think you're under pressure. And I think at the moment,
but he did say, bring it on. We can't wait.
At the end.
Yeah,
for
the City
But did he say, bring it on? I can't wait. Or did he go,
but is that his personality?
I'll be ready. What?
We bring it.
It's not his personality.
Yeah, we
also
brought him on after the Carabao Cup, and we're like, Declan, you're through to the next round. He's like, I'm knackered. Like, I think it's just also, the side of him, right?
I understand what you're saying, Poppy, and you're right in the sense.
Nigel said he plays with him. Nigel said he played with him, and he was like, wait, win.
There it is. Hey, this guy.
Last time we had Declan on.
He remembers, man.
I remember when we trained together. You got to refresh my memory.
He was like, we were just.
Oh yeah, and then he said I still had it. So there you go, Grella. Nice to see your life today.
But the point with it, though, Nigel, is
I got a stuffy nose today. I kissed Troy.
If he turns around and says, bang, we're at it, we're going to deal with it, you go, fair enough. The way that people say things is what you have to look into. And when they're going, we're going to be up for it, we're going to be ready, of course he is. They're going to have a few days now to rest and recover and get ready for the game. Of course they are. But when Doku's saying it, and when we had Nico O'Reilly on, and when we had Pep Guardiola saying, yes, we smell blood, and we're ready to go, there's a different message in there. That is, you've given us a chance, we're coming for you. The other team is going, we're hearing the noise, we're hearing the pressure, let's just hope we get through it.
Now, I will just say, I understand what Troy's saying. There's power in the messaging and how you present yourself and what you say. And there's a saying, obviously, the tongue is mightier than the sword. And that goes to the point. The other side of it, Troy,
what tongue you got?
The tongue is mightier than the sword.
I'll take a sword any day of the week. But anyway, go on.
Anyway, I would just say it's easier for Manchester City to come out with those powerful messages because they're chasing.
Yeah.
They're hungry for it. So for Arsenal, in a way, you have to be more careful in the messaging you put out there. I understand what you're saying. You want to be sure, you want to be aggressive in your messaging to say that we believe in ourselves, we're going to get the job done, but you've also got to be humble. Because if you come out there now and say, we're going to get the job done, we know how big a game it is, we want this, and you lose to Manchester City.
I'm going to push back.
Go on.
Saliba came on here, said their pockets were empty.
Yeah.
That humble? Saka said at the start of the season, this is the year
he's
we
just
have to
telling the
win
truth that his pockets are empty.
He said, this start of the year, Saka, this is the season we have to win it. Arteta said at the start, we have to win it, there's no excuses. Was that humble? Now when it's squeaky bum time and you need to be front-footed, now we want to be humble. You got it the wrong way around.
But Troy, actually, just so you know, just on the other side of that, if you're Arteta, I know he got a lot of, stick for what he said about there's fire in my belly.
I liked it. I just don't think his players believe it.
Yes, and also you didn't necessarily think that he truly believed it.
No, he was doing what he had to do to get his players to believe it.
So you think he's doing all the right things, Arteta?
I think Arteta's doing the right things because he has to say, I'm ready. He's looking forward to it. He's basically saying, when I found this club here and where we've got on this journey, I'm ready. This is the challenge I want. This is where I was trying to get to. But when you're talking about those messages, you're trying to convince others. And forget what they're saying. Tell me the last 5-6 performances where you go, that's a team that's ready to win everything. Just performances.
Right.
Yeah, but then Arteta's doing the manager's job of taking the pressure off the players. And that's why he had to do that, because he wants to take the pressure off the players. He knows himself. Yeah. It hasn't been great performance-wise, but that's what you have to do.
Just very quickly, our first yes or no answer of the night. Will Arsenal beat Man City this weekend, yes or no?
No.
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 Wow.
What could end in a draw?